Hey guys, this is Kristen. I have been getting a lot of questions about me being a Beachbody coach and why I've decided to do it and what it's all about. And I had written out my answer to everyone and it was 3 pages. So I decided probably, even though I'm not really technical and I don't really understand webcams, but I have one, so I thought maybe I'd make a video. Beachbody is a company that everyone knows. Even if you don't know, you know who they are. You know who they are. They're the company behind P90X. They're the company behind Insanity. They're the company that keeps you up at 3 a.m. watching the infomercial, either thinking the people in the infomercial are crazy or wishing that you had those results. I've been a customer of theirs since I think almost the beginning. I think 8 years, 9 years, maybe even 10. I'm not too sure. When I became a customer, they had 2 programs available. They had Power 90 and they had Slim and 6. I, just like everyone else, was introduced to them because I was up late at night watching the infomercial, and it was for Power 90, and it was an in-home boot camp, and they were promising a total body transformation in 90 days. And I would watch this infomercial every single day, and eventually, probably after a month or maybe even 2 months of watching this infomercial every single day, I told myself, you know, the amount of time that I've spent watching this infomercial every single day, I would be halfway to my new body. So that's the day I went online and I ordered it, and as soon as it came home and I got it, I read through the information and then I started doing the program. I just put the DVD in and I push play, and in a way, I guess my life isn't ever going to be the same again based off an infomercial. So I guess weight was never an issue for me growing up. I was 103 pounds in high school and I was a size 0, and I danced crazy hours and I could eat anything I wanted, and it was never a problem for me. But eventually, you know, you graduate and you stop dancing, and so I was kind of looking for something to keep me active, and this was it. Had been a few years since I had exercised on a regular basis, and I noticed my body was changing. I'm still in my young 20s. My metabolism was still great. I kind of relate to clothes sizes more than I do weight. So, if I was a 0 when I was dancing, now maybe I was a 2, going into a 4. I'm only 5'1", and I'm a very small build, very petite. So, these are realistic sizes for someone my size. But Power 90 was the perfect way for someone who had either never has had fitness in their life before, or used to be very active and now is kind of like, now what am I supposed to do now? And I want to get back into being fit. It was hard. I mean, it was difficult, but it wasn't crazy. It wasn't like what a lot of people, I think, are intimidated by what they see on TV now with Insanity. Like, people do. They jump into Insanity all the time. Myself included, I tried. And, it was too hard for me. But Power 90 was perfect. And I loved it. And I loved it so much that I dragged my best friend over to my dad's house every morning at 7 a.m. She'd come over and we would do Power 90 together. We even told her father about it. And her father kind of just goes, I could tell you to work out for 6 days a week, 40 minutes a day, and you would get results. And now, we laughed at it then, but now it's kind of like, well, yeah, duh, of course. Anyone can work out for 6 days a week and eat right, and they get great results. So after I did Power 90, I kind of ventured into Beachbody's online support system. I went onto their message boards, and you meet people. You meet their experts that are hired by the company, and then you meet people just like you and me, just regular people who bought the program off the infomercial and are helping others achieve the results that they were getting. And I was looking for what I should do after Power 90, and I stumbled across Slim and 6, which is same kind of entry-level fitness program. Instead of 90 days, now it was 6 weeks, and it's a lot of squats and a lot of lunges. And I saw really great results from that. I saw, you know, my legs got thinner, my butt got smaller, and it lifted. And it wasn't so much like a boot camp kind of jumping jacks, push-ups, those kind of workouts. It was more what I remember my mom doing with like Jane Fonda. It was like more aerobic style class. After that, the company was really kind of rapid fire putting out programs. They came out with a program called Yoga Booty Ballet, which I still love to this day. They don't promote it as much anymore. But it had like a lot of ballet bar work in it with my dance history. That's exactly something I was wanting to do. So I started doing that, and then they had Turbo Jam, which was like Type O meets dancing meets some other kind of crazy martial arts that I wasn't familiar with, kind of meets cheerleading even. I mean, it's just like really high energy, really great music, punching and dancing. I just really loved it. So I ordered that also, and that was really hard for me, and it was, you know, that was difficult. It was a lot more cardio than I had been getting with the other programs, and I stuck with it, and I even moved into what they were then selling as Maximum Results, which was advanced, and they had the weighted gloves. And I was doing really great. And at the time that I did Turbo Jam, I was working part-time in an office, just a small office full of women, you know, just, you know, every office is like this, you know, women, and constantly you're behind a desk all day long. You're not very active, you know, people bring cupcakes and cookies and ice cream and whatever, all this junk into the break room, and everyone's eating it, everyone's gaining weight, no one's happy. That kind of office environment, you know, all of us women, we got along still to this day. We're great friends and we get together. But they were all doing Weight Watchers, and they loved The Biggest Loser. So they were doing the Weight Watchers, and they were counting their points, and they were watching The Biggest Loser, and I think, you know, they kind of like would walk on the treadmill and watch The Biggest Loser and kind of motivate each other. I didn't join in on the Weight Watchers, and I didn't join in doing The Biggest Loser, and I took what they were doing to apply to my own workouts, to my Turbo Jam, and it motivated me to know that I was working out while other people were also working out. And I went from being 130 pounds to back down to almost where I was when I was dancing. I was down to 107 pounds, and I was back in a size 0, and I felt really great. And I did that for several months, like maybe even almost a whole entire year. And then I got engaged, and then you have to plan a wedding, and excuses, I just let the excuses get in the way, and I stopped. You know, of course, when you stop, I think I'm the only bride ever to gain weight before their wedding. Like most people, the wedding is an excuse to get in shape and to look your best and all of that. But I actually gained weight. Like if I got engaged and I was 107 pounds, I think I got married, I was 120 pounds, which is fine. I was back in a size 4, completely, you know, 4 is goal size for a lot of people. That's your goal. Every now and again I'd pick it up, but for the most part, all my, at that point I had Power 90 Slim and 6, Turbo Jam. I had even ordered P90X like the week it came out, but I hadn't done it yet. It was just sitting in my closet collecting dust. So I was making excuses, and after I got married, the excuses continued, and I then stopped selling real estate because the market was so bad, and I had just bought a house, and I had to, you know, make sure I could make my own payments on my house. So I then started working full-time in an office, and there I was, again, not being active, sitting behind a desk, and gaining weight, and telling myself I was too busy, which is an excuse. I think everyone has made that excuse for themselves. We're all busy. Everyone is too busy. But the key is you have to make time. So I had then, you know, I was just gaining more and more weight, and I was then in a size 6, and last summer I'm in a size 6, and I'm in the store shopping summer sales, and the 6s are tight. Like, I probably should have been buying an 8, but I was being stubborn, and I wasn't going to do it. So